Hello. We are Highfields. It's the podcast. It's Friday, so it must be the 7th of November 2025. Hello. Lots of stuff to go through in a minute. This podcast is all about the brilliance of Highfields students and staff and community. We're going to hear from an amazing cyclist later on in the podcast. And other students have been asking me to do some rap. It is well known that I am a former rapper. I got the silver in the LA Olympics. This is back when rap was an Olympic event, of course. I'm going to do some rap next week because I'm too busy at the moment to throw some rhymes in Dole Brethren. This is what's been happening over the last couple of weeks.
About your student ambassadors weeks ago. Student ambassadors have now met. If you haven't yet received your letter back to say thank you so much for your application.
That's at Year 7 assembly. They're doing student ambassadors. So ambassadors are our student leaders across the school. And they lead all sorts of things. For example, sports ambassadors lead all the interform sports competitions because we love competition. So that's ambassadors. Cat. What do you think of these posters? We've got quite a few around the school. Don't know why things are backwards in videos. We've got a massive interest this year in careers. And we are asking ourselves, what's school for? Sure, you get your examinations, you learn about stuff, but much of school is to find you an occupation in life which will keep you interested and which will contribute to the world as we go along. And so we've really been focusing on careers. And last week we had our careers fair. Did you come? Did you? It was open to all. And we had loads of exhibitors trying to interest our young people in their particular profession. There were universities as well there, local firms. So there's a real focus this year on careers. That's just the best psychology lesson because they're looking at agentic states in cockpit resource management. So basically, in 2004, this Egyptian airline plane crashed because the first officer didn't feel able to question the captain because of social superiority. He'd been a war hero, like a fighter plane pilot. Anyway, turns out my friend, who's a pilot, he's done all this in actual fact in flight simulator training. It's called CRM, Cockpit Resource Management. And so many things in school mirror what's going out there, out there in life. It's a fantastic psychology lesson. I'm with Senor Roberts. Hola.
Hola, bonjour.
Or bonjour. Because he has just returned from...
We've been to Bordeaux.
And what were you doing in Bordeaux?
We're having a look around the city. We were being very typically French. We did some sightseeing. It was absolutely brilliant. The students were wonderful.
And you're a modern foreign languages teacher as well as being a school boss. Tell us where else modern linguists will be going and have been in recent times.
So in recent times, the Germanists have been to Munich, and at the end of November they're going to the Christmas markets in Aachen, which is where we went last year. I went on that and don't speak German, so it was absolutely brilliant. And in February, the Spaniards are going to Madrid.
Madrid, muy bien.
Sí.
This is the bit of the podcast which we call Best of the Best, in which we bring in students and staff and community members who've done something amazing. This is Isla. Isla is a cyclist. Isla, tell us about yourself. How did it all start?
I started cycling when I was about 2 or 3. I think I first rode a bike when I was 2 and then started racing when I was 3 around like cross courses and on road. So I've been cycling for quite a few years now. I race nationally and go all over the country really.
So tell us about that journey. So you rode at 3.
Yeah.
Okay. And you started at 3. So tell us about that journey, how you got involved in competitive cycling. What was the first step?
So my dad's done cycling for quite a bit. He did time trials when he was younger, and then so he's always loved cycling. And Matlock Cycling Club, he's been helping out at for years. So when I was 3, I joined Matlock, learned to ride a bike. I never used stabilizers because I've been told like it's
really?
coming off them's actually a lot
You
harder
went
than you
straight
think.
into
So,
wheels.
yes,
Wow.
yeah. So obviously I have the push bike where you push it on
Yeah.
the floor, and then when I was like 3 or 4, I started racing. So I'd go around like Darley Moor, which is like our local circuit. And you do like only a lap of that because it's a motor racing circuit. So it's quite a long way around. It's very
Wow.
windy.
How far round would you say it is?
Nearly 2 miles, I think. 1
So
point
2 miles
something.
for one lap?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's quite a long way around for a
Okay.
little kid. So they do like a little mini circuit as well sometimes.
Yep.
So I'd do that. And then so I did that for quite a while. They're like regional races, so there's not many people turn
Yeah.
up. You're racing against the boys, so I've been racing against the boys my whole life basically, which is because there's not
Okay,
many
that's
girls in
interesting.
cycling. It's quite a boy-dominated sport.
Why?
I honestly don't know. I think it's a great sport, but obviously some people have different opinions.
Okay. So it's a male-dominated sport, but
Yeah.
you've kept going anyway.
Yes.
All right, go on.
There's a lot of, as soon as you get to national level, there's a lot more girls. But
Okay.
so I obviously started with those, and then I'd done a bit of cross as well, which is like on grass, mud. It's very muddy. You get very, very muddy.
Okay, so there's road racing, then there's cross, which is muddy conditions.
Yeah,
Wow.
and then when I turned 9, bit of a jump. Do track riding. You have to be 9 to ride tracks. It's like a steep, if you don't know what it is, the velodrome. It's like a steep wooden wall.
If I say peloton, does that mean something?
Yes,
What
that's
does that
like
mean?
in a bunch, in a group. So in a road race or in a track race, you're in a peloton. So it's like, I think it's a French word maybe?
Which maybe, but why do they go in a peloton? What's
So aero advantage. So with like
Ah.
aerodynamics in cycling, slipstream, if you're sat behind someone, you go a lot faster. I can't remember. It's got a percentage on it.
It's
but I can't
science,
remember.
right? So
Yes.
the person behind doesn't have as much air resistance.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. So you get dragged
carry
along.
on, carry on.
Yes.
So you have to be 9 to be in
track,
those.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the road is more peloton. Track, you don't really call it peloton, it's just a group.
Okay.
So for track cycling, you had to be 9, and then I did track league for a while, which is like the local
Yeah.
Thursday night, finishes at like 10 o'clock sort of thing. I still do that now, but I also race nationals. And then a year ago, start of last season, I started racing nationals. So that there's 4 national rounds and then the final.
Yep.
So the first year, you do there's 1 indoor round, and then you do 3 outdoor rounds.
Indoor and the slopey
Yes.
velodrome.
Yes, yeah. So outdoor is concrete, which is I'm not a fan of it, to be honest, but they like to include the outdoor tracks because they don't really get a lot of funding.
Yeah.
So the more people you get on it, the more money they make for it.
Okay.
So I'm not a massive fan of outdoor track, but you have to do it to score points to get to the final.
Okay.
So when you're in the final, that's on the indoor, and then that's like it's the final. You get so you get the national champs jersey, which I've not managed to get yet, which is a bit disappointing.
So
but I'd
how
like to have a go.
close have you got to the national champs jersey?
So, I mean, you have to win, obviously, to get national champs jersey. I'm not quite there yet. I'm still
Okay.
working on it a bit. So I've only been doing it for 2 years. Obviously doing it since I was 3, but nationals 2 years. So you tend to win it when you get to like second year under 16. So the categories, you have 2 years in each category. So under 12s, well, yeah, before that, but when you
Yeah.
start getting competitive, under 12s, which is you do 2 years in under 12s, 2 years in under 14s, 2 years in under 16s, and then you move to junior. So you're older when you get to under 16s, obviously. So the second year under 16s when you're more likely to win it because you've had more development time and you can train more. And it's like, as you get older, you tend to increase the training because obviously you don't want to push yourself really hard when you're young. But as you get older, you want to push yourself to get into juniors and then find a team.
Wow.
So it's a long pathway.
Okay, so what's the furthest you've managed so far? What have you picked up in terms of positions?
My best position, I'd say, was last season. I did a road race at Pembrey, which is in Wales.
Yeah.
And it's a 2-day, 3-stage race. So you do a prologue,
Yep.
which I did okay. And I think I finished, the prologue didn't go great. I picked up a time penalty because me and my dad read the time wrong. So I got 15 seconds added. So, and then each race, if you get dropped, you lose time on the peloton. So you want to have the best overall time.
Wow.
I didn't do great because of my penalty because I picked up because I missed the time.
Yeah.
So if you miss your slot, you get put to the back and you lose
that was
like 15
the
seconds.
first of the 3.
Yes. And then the second stage, I did all right. I just finished at the back of the bunch. It was one of my first proper national races.
Okay.
I'd done before, but first when I actually been competitive.
Yep.
And then on the last stage, so the whole race, you kind of it's an hour and a half, I think the race was.
Wow.
So it was quite a long race around a really windy motor racing circuit again. And I attacked on the last lap coming around the last corner.
You attacked somebody.
No, so you So with
You
attacking
made
and
a
cycling,
move.
you make a move where you
Okay.
go off the front of the bunch,
All right.
which you call attacking.
Yeah.
And so I went over the front of the bunch and came third, which was pretty good for me. So I got a national podium, which was probably my best result I've had so far.
That's amazing. Okay, massive congratulations on all your success so far. In this school, we're focusing on something called approach to learning. You may have seen some of the posters around schools suggesting that it's your approach to learning that will take you where you want to go. How does your approach to learning translate to cycling? What kind of practicer are you at cycling? How hard do you have to work?
I mean, I train 5 times a week in the off season, and then 6 times a week when I'm actually in the
5
racing
times
season.
a week?
Yeah.
And each training session is how long?
Depends, usually an hour. So but you do like hard sprints and stuff. So I do work really hard for cycling because I want to be at the top level. I want to be racing like pro when I'm older.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you've got your sights set really high.
Yeah.
How far do you think you cycle each week?
That's a good question. I mean, I try to aim for like 12 hours at this age. I mean, currently...
12 hours of cycling at speed?
Yeah. I mean, some are easier miles, but then you do like long rides. So
Yeah.
it's a bit more... You're on the bike for a long time sometimes. Sometimes I do like 4-hour sessions, sometimes longer.
Oh, my word.
Like this weekend, I've got a 50-mile ride near Derby.
So I'm thinking your physical fitness is peak, right?
I like to think so, yeah.
And that's what the cycling's brought to you. Because I'm your head teacher, I do worry about you.
I've had quite a few crashes. I've got quite a few scars and stuff, obviously, from it. I mean, it's all part of the sport, really. You kind of, you do pick up injuries and all sorts. It's, I think, track, you get track burn. So obviously it's wood. So when you slide down, you get quite bad burns.
And you're going at speed?
Yes.
So have you had like big scrapes?
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Okay. In a few words, what's cycling given to you and your life as a person?
I mean, cycling, it literally means everything to me. It's what I want to do when I'm older. Obviously, I've got backup plans and stuff, but it's made who I am, really. I've learned so much from it because you do team working skills, all sorts. It's like, it's sometimes, I mean, you don't race in teams very often, but like interregionals, for example, you race in a team of 4, so you're doing the best that you can for your region. And I think that's really important because I'm actually working together with people as a team to, for a bigger picture, which I think is really important.
And we're so proud of you. I'm guessing that when you face a challenge in life, because you're so used to facing challenges on the track or on a cycle, it doesn't faze you.
I mean, honestly, I do get nervous before races and stuff. I think it's, I think that's quite an important thing though, because it shows I care. I mean, obviously it depends on the race, but big national races, I want to do well. So I put pressure on myself to do well, which I think is important because that tells me that I want to do it and I'm still really loving it.
Okay. It's such a pleasure to talk to you. We're so proud of you. The very best of luck. We feel that you can make it to the top.
Thank you.
Isla. And this is Dad Joke of the Week. I don't really do dad jokes because they're not funny. What I do is quality humour, but I've noticed it's not been working on students. It's not been working on staff. So I'm thinking machinery. This is Ernie. Ernie looks after our hot water needs. He joined us about 2 months ago. His father worked for us before, but his element blew out. So young Ernie took over. I'm just going to try a joke on Ernie. Good morning, Ernie. My dad used to work at a calendar factory. He was in charge of designing the calendars. But they fired him eventually because he took too many days off. I'm a fool. I was trying to tell a joke to Ernie there. It was very early in the morning. He hadn't even warmed up. We only turned him on about 20 minutes earlier. He wasn't even at boiling point. Obviously, he wasn't going to laugh. Anyway, this part of the podcast is dedicated to shout-outs. This shout-out is from Vicky Weston-Taylor, who's a parent. Marsh, well done on your fantastic podcast. They make me smile and make me proud to be a Highfields parent. How kind you are. But the shout-out is for Daisy Bonsall, who is our brilliant upper site librarian. She'd like to thank her for her enthusiasm and dedication and all she does in the library, the support and guidance she gives to her librarians. She does an amazing job in providing a supportive and caring environment. Well done, Miss Bonsall. And this one's from Miss Garrity. A huge congratulations to Year 10 and 11 netball team away at Wickersley School and Sports College on Wednesday the 5th of November, winning with a brilliant score of 22 15. We won again at sports. We are getting super competitive. This one is from Mr. Kirk. Oh, remember we were talking about Bordeaux earlier on? Well, this is from Mr. Kirk. He says it was a pleasure to see students exploring French culture and putting their language skills to use. Special thanks to Mrs. Bowen for guiding us through such a fascinating city. And a final shout out to Nancy F. You know who you are, for getting a brilliant result in her health and social care recently. Well done, Nance. Okay, folks, I hope you enjoyed our little podcast. Do you know what? You are the most amazing students, staff and community in the world. I am so proud to be your head teacher. Have a fabulous weekend. Never, please, I'm begging you, don't forget, we are Highfields.